So have you ever done all the relaxing baths, tasted all the relaxing teas, and just still feel exhausted? Welcome back everyone to Well's Wellness. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Rachel. I'm a wellness coach, and I am using this channel to give you tools and inspiration to live a life that is balanced, that is whole, and that is filled with wellness. For that reason, I use the 3 pillars of health, which is physical, mental, and spiritual. So today, this video is going to be focused on the mental, and we are going to be discussing boundaries. Have you ever just done all the relaxing baths and had all the relaxing teas and still feel exhausted at the end of the day? This is something that we call self-care, of just trying to make sure we feel relaxed and take care of ourselves. But sometimes I think it's important to go a step deeper and to practice some soul care. And what that is making sure that we are meeting our values. And our values are especially what we hold dear in our lives. It could be family, it could be our spiritual life, it could be our physical health. And when those things are not met or we feel disconnected to our values, that's when a lot of anxiety, depression, and even that exhaustion exists. So we're going to talk a little bit about how we can have some soul care today. And we're going to be using boundaries. So what are boundaries? Boundaries are limits people set in order to create a healthy sense of personal space. I want you to think of a house or your apartment. Do you let just anybody walk in and out of your apartment? I would hope that you would say no. Usually most of us will feel a sense of invasion if somebody comes in unannounced, if we don't know them, or if somebody even treads lightly on our lawn, something that's far away but still is like, this is mine. You shouldn't have this sense of entitlement that you can do whatever you want. And a lot of times we don't have that same type of attitude, that same type of protection in our own personal lives. And it's important for us to have boundaries so that we teach other people how we want to be treated. We protect our innermost values, what we really want in life. Think about it. When somebody just comes at your door and you don't really know them, you don't really want them to see what you have inside. You don't want them to potentially see what you have, your valuables, and want them for themselves. Or you may want to protect your family members. You have little ones inside that are defenseless. You see that type of protection that we feel for things that we value? It's important for us to carry the same thing, especially in what we value. But the key here is to really do some inner work and find out what we are holding dear to ourselves. Maybe it's our creativity. Maybe it's our caring heart or our talent, where other people kind of want to take it and they just want it for themselves. Now, I know that this may feel a little bit like, okay, we talked about self-care, soul care, but aren't those selfish? Shouldn't we just freely give our talents to other people and our values to other people? And I think with the Christian mindset, we can sometimes have a tug of war, because we can think of Jesus just being able to live his life so self-sacrificially, and everybody just did whatever they wanted to him. But if you think about it, Jesus didn't let anything just happen to him. He had to lay his life down, which means he had a conscious decision. He had a value inside of him that was leading his decisions. And a lot of times we can read the Bible and just feel like we need to just do the same. But if we don't have that anchor in our values, then that's when we get a lot of burnt out. So there's a little bit of a balance here. And I just want to remind you that even Jesus had boundaries. So think about it. Jesus had disciples of 70 people at one time, 70 people following him. But he didn't take them everywhere. In some places, he had to take only the 12, or he decided to take only the 12. And then in other places, he decided only to take 3 people to witness something that's vulnerable for him or where he was growing. And that's what we need to do the same. Our talents, our creativity, our innermost don't belong to just everyone. So it's hard to have that balance unless you know exactly what you value and what the will of God is for your life. So that's why this soul care takes a lot of self-reflection. So the key takeaway that I want you to have here: it's okay for you to have boundaries, and better yet, it is needed. I want you to know that it is so important for you to have boundaries because it protects what you value. Now it leaves a question mark. What do I truly value? So if that's something that you don't know or you need some time to self-reflect, I do have a worksheet that I do work with clients if you want to set an appointment up. It's a 2-part series where we can dive deep into what your values really are. The first part, we dive deep into your hierarchy of values. And then the second part is how do we attach your goals to your values? Because that's where we're able to have that true energy. And something else I want you to take away is that your yeses are expensive. Whenever you say yes to something, you say no to something else. And a lot of times we're saying yes, yes, yes to everything that is thrown at us, that we're saying no to our values. Our no's can be family time or other relationships, or you're saying no to developing your spiritual life. And those things do take work, but again, it goes deeper than the self-care. It goes into that soul care, making sure that you are optimizing in your values and what's most important to you. I do want to make more videos about boundaries because I do believe there is a fear of how do we really implement them. Like, okay, Rachel, I know my values. I know the boundaries I want to set, and people are not treating me right this way, but how do I communicate that? How do I implement this? And is boundaries only for relationships? Because boundaries can be used also for you. And that's called self-discipline, which is going to be another video. So please go ahead and share this with somebody else that you think will be helpful. And go ahead and subscribe, and you can turn on the notification bell so that you are reminded for the next video on boundaries. I can't wait to see you on the next video. So just remember, be balanced, be whole, and be well, and I'll see you later.